Oh, okay. We good? All right. So, Dolph is definitely improving on the microphone. He's definitely a solid in-ring worker. I see them taking the U.S. title off of him relatively soon, but I don't think that Zack Ryder's going to be the one to do it. I think they're going to make this whole thing into somehow Mason Ryan feuds with him for the U.S. title. And I think that would be a lot more logical way to go about it than to just drop the belt to Ryder and then have Ziggler fight him again. It just doesn't make any sense to me. If you want to introduce somebody new, somebody that can carry the mid card title for a while and grow and be featured on TV, somebody like a Mason Ryan that the crowd has been, relatively good to since he came back. Um, if you want to talk about the tag match between Swagger and Ziggler and Air Boom, I think that I don't know for sure, but Evan Bourne might be injured. If he's not, um, well, I'm a little bit conflicted about this to be honest, because I can see where they would let Swagger and Ziggler walk out with the titles, and then at the next pay per view drop them back to Air Boom, and then that losing the titles would cause the eventual split up of Swagger and Ziggler. So I can see that happening, but at the same time, I can also see Air Boom just retaining because they don't have any other tag teams to throw in there right now, and I'm just not convinced that that's really their goal and their motive. So we'll see. Um, I do want to see Dolph Ziggler really, show us something special though. I would like him to prove that since he's on double duty at the pay per view, that he is going to be one of the next main guys. And if you were to ask me who the next big five are going to be from that company, I would go with The Miz, first and foremost, because he's a former world's champion. He had a great, 9 month run with the title. I think that they would want to put it back on somebody like him. I think that it's probably not his time right now. I think they needed to develop some new opponents that he could, face once he's at that, title level again. But I definitely see him being a contender. So we've got one, Miz. We've got two, I'm going to say Sheamus, because they're already building him up for that next push. Probably him versus Mark Henry. I would imagine around Royal Rumble time. As soon as he wins the Rumble, he's going to go to WrestleMania, and if if Mark Henry can hold that title till WrestleMania, I think that that would be a great match because Sheamus would still be the underdog in that case. Third guy, I think that they're going to work on. We got three. Where are we? Three. Yay. Um, I'm going to go with Wade Barrett. I think that Wade Barrett definitely deserves his time in the sun right now. I think that they should have pulled the trigger with this guy a long time ago and just, put him in that main event scene. He can definitely hold his own. Uh, Seeing him versus Sheamus would even be a really good feud to get both of these guys over. And I think that once both of them are kind of thrown into that main event mix, that it'll be good because you'll have two bigger guys. And that's something that we're lacking right now, too, because they tried to have Edge and they tried to have Christian in the title scene, and they're just not big dudes. And when, you're trying to create a main event star, you've got Cody Rhodes, who's my fourth pick coming up to be in this title picture soon. Maybe in the next year and a half. But you need a big guy for somebody to feud with. And if they don't have people like Sheamus and people like Wade Barrett in there, it makes it just really silly. I mean, I don't expect Daniel Bryan to cash in the Money in the Bank and win anything. He's a really small dude. And when you're a submissions guy, you need to work with other smaller dudes because there's no way that you're going to overpower a big guy. Like if you put Daniel Bryan in there with somebody like a Kane or a Big Show or a Mark Henry, I mean, what the hell is he going to do to him? He's going to get batted around like a fly. It's going to be the worst. It's going to be a good way to lose Money in the Bank. So they need to be able to put it on, like a guy like Sheamus or something that you would think that Daniel Bryan might have a chance to beat. at the same time, somebody that's a Sheamus is a rising star, so you wouldn't want him, you wouldn't want him to get beat by Daniel Bryan either. So what you probably want to do is get the case off of Bryan, have him lose it to Wade Barrett, because Wade Barrett is a believable guy to go after a title, and he's somebody that the crowd is behind. Now my fourth pick for who WWE is going to get behind here soon is going to be Cody Rhodes, and it's because he's done a lot with this Intercontinental title. He's had it for a while. He's starting to really get confident and be solid on the mic week after week. He's got a very good gimmick going with this whole bag over the head thing. He's really hot right now. I know a lot of us internet people are in love with him, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. He can hold his own in the ring. He knows how to do moves. He's capable. And I think that he's a pretty good psychologist in the ring too. I see a lot of just his father's natural feeling of being there in the ring. Like, he feels at home. He's not like terrified to be in there. Like, oh my god, anxiety! I have to perform. I have to do good. He's excited about it. I think that he really enjoys it. So, if I was to have one more pick, this is hard because I listed four guys that I think are really, really good for it. But I'm gonna say Ziggler. I really am. I think that he's had enough of a time to get his act together, and I think within the next year, within the next 2 years, he should definitely be a main eventer. Once he gets away from Vicky Guerrero, maybe they can give him more of a face push, because they don't really have that many faces like at the top level anymore. It almost seems like everybody's a bad guy. You've got Miz, you've got Truth, you've got ADR. They brought all the heels over to Raw for some reason. It was really silly. So I'd be interested to see what they could do with somebody like him. One of the matches that is going to be on this pay-per-view is the women's match, and I don't feel that this is even necessary. I don't think that this is good booking. And the reason I say this is because there was this point where Kelly was trying to go berserk and get her revenge, and then the next week they squashed her with Beth Phoenix, and it just doesn't make any sense. Like, now it's Kelly's best friend in the title scene, but she really hasn't been qualifying any matches lately either. So I don't understand it. Like, they should totally be doing some kind of number one contenders thing. Maybe they could have done like a tournament or a battle royal or something to feature some people on TV. But if you do want my opinion on this, I say that Beth Phoenix, walks out of here still holding the title, and they really need to find somebody that is a good opponent for her, and eventually maybe, split Natalya off and have them feud for it, because they seem to be the only two that are getting, the camera time every day, every night. I know this is going on for a while, so I want to cut this short. I want to get to my points. Being a wrestling fan, it's something that I think we all take a lot of pride in. I think we all have a lot of just heart, for the business. We've been loyal to it for a really long time. I think that we want to see the new stars get developed. I think that WWE can do a very good job about this in the next couple of months by showcasing a lot of their younger guys at their big four pay-per-views. I would like to see, consistent booking like they've been doing on SmackDown. Like this whole Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes feud is just brilliant to me. Now, I want to see Cody go over, obviously. That's what you have to do at this point, is to elevate the both of them. This isn't for the title, this match, so if Randy Orton goes over here, I think that'll just perpetuate the feud, and then eventually Cody Rhodes can get the one-up on him. But I think the more important thing to do would be to have Cody Rhodes go over this time, so that when Orton does beat him, it'll mean a lot more for Orton's face push and his momentum at the same time. But you'll already have Cody Rhodes going over Randy Orton, so it'll look just better for Rhodes on his ascension up. Um, Plus, like, I don't want to see Orton versus Rhodes over the title. And I know a lot of people are saying something different about it, but I'm just afraid that they would pull the belt off of Cody Rhodes, you know, or strip Cody Rhodes of the title afterward because he would use shenanigans or something like that. I don't see. I think that this is a feud that works a lot better off of their past history, and I think that the Intercontinental title is there, but I don't think that that's a good reason for them to have a feud as over the title necessarily. I like the fact that Cody Rhodes is the Intercontinental Champion, and I think that if Orton was to get involved in a match where Cody Rhodes lost the title, that would almost make the feud a little bit better somehow, but not now. I want to see Cody Rhodes keep the title for a while and just do very well with it. But I think that the Orton Rhodes feud can go on for a very long time. I think that it has the potential to be a very good handshake feud to try to really elevate Rhodes in his career and his ascent to main event status. So Vengeance really needs to deliver. Um, Vengeance needs to seize the opportunity to appease a lot of us fans that really feel like that we got shit on by TNA just this last, within the last month. Um, if they really focus on their younger talent, which is something that, everybody usually watches TNA for, is because we just pray that they're going to do something with the younger guys, and they never do. If WWE can really start, getting away from the whole focus on John Cena, focus on Triple H, focus on the same, 3 or 4 people that they have on top, and really start, developing a tag team division, and getting people excited and rooting for the new underdogs that are up and coming, and to focus people in order to have a main event scene, a year from now, and start having some future sight about what they're doing. They'll have a lot stronger of a product, and I think that that'll appease a lot more fans, and that's really what you need to do in this economy, because times are tough, but when times do get better, you still want to have the fans there for the pay-per-view buys. You don't want to have chased them away already and just pray that they'll come crawling back, So that's been my little talk about what's going to happen and my predictions and why wrestling is important, or at least why this is an important opportunity for the WWE and for Vengeance. I know a lot of people are saying that this is going to be like a filler pay-per-view just to set up Survivor Series, and you're absolutely right. But at the same time, you got to look at it from a standpoint of, Hell in a Cell. It really wasn't like super duper impressive. So even if this is a filler pay-per-view, they need to do some things that are going to help them to distinguish that, this one was worth it, that this was worth having as a pay-per-view. It'll help them validate that why do we have so many pay-per-views in such a short period of time? Well, if this one goes off really well and sets up Survivor Series, that'll be their defense. And they'll say, oh, well, this is what we have to do because, it's a very important night. And if it helps to set up Survivor Series, people will take it a lot better. But anyway, just, please put your thoughts down below, comment section. Awesome. I've been John, and I've been here rambling on for about 25 minutes. Thanks for making it through, and we'll see you next time.